Dr. Wendell, thank you so much for joining us today on TPI Talk.
Thank you for coming in and working with us on this video to market what we have going on here in our school system, Carter. We appreciate that.
Well, y'all have an absolutely fantastic program going on here that I can tell it's making a big difference in your school for the kids, the teachers, the administration, everybody involved. So why would we not want to share and talk about it? It's a positive thing happening in our community that makes us a better place to live.
I think without a doubt, and it's a story we do need to share, and we need people with the kind of marketing skills that you have to share this story with our community.
Glad to do it. So Dr. Wendell, I've compiled a couple of questions that I just wanted to ask you. So I'll kick it off with the first one. How does the Leader in Me program give a meaningful experience to a child in your school system and augment their education?
Carter, I think we have to go back and look at what our vision is for the school system, what our mission is for our school system, and what our beliefs are. Because that drives what we need to do within the school system to meet our mission, to achieve our vision of where we want to go to, not dwell on what we're going through.
Absolutely.
And so if you look at our vision is to create a school system that's worthy of the children we serve. You've heard me say that before.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's important, though.
It is, and we have to understand what that statement means. And I think as you look at the student we serve and the parent we serve, we have their most precious asset. We have their blessing from God, their child. And they send them to us at a very early age, and we have them for 7.5, 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours a day. And so we have to realize that that's a blessing for us to be able to serve that child, and that we need to achieve excellence in academics, facilities, technology, the arts, so that we do create a system that is worthy of the children we serve, but is also preparing them for life after the 12th grade, life after graduation. We do not, and that doesn't begin in high school. That begins right here in this building in pre-K and kindergarten. And so we accept that responsibility of public education, and so we look for ways, we were looking for ways to build good citizenship, which is a part of our mission statement, preparing our students for life after graduation in college, career, and citizenship.
Absolutely. And this citizenship, it's a concept we hear about all the time, especially growing up, coming through school, into adulthood. Everyone talks about citizenship. What is citizenship, and how does an 8-year-old exhibit citizenship?
That's a good question, because you'll probably get a different answer from everyone you ask. But I think the way we define it is going back to the historical connection between public education and citizenship. When the founders gave the responsibility to public education to states, it was a state right to provide a quality public education for their citizenship within that state, their citizens. That was because the founders realized that this thing called democracy and this thing called a republic was all new. Mm-hmm. And that they would have to have educated citizens to sustain it, to make it work and then sustain it. And so the original mission for public education was not only reading, writing, and arithmetic, the 3 R's.
The 3 R's.
But it was, the underlying principle was, we have to educate our citizenry to be and understand how a republic and how a democratic way of life, democratic form of government, works. And so you go from the historical connection that says, okay, now, what is a good citizen, which is your question. I think if you look at the 7 habits and you go through them with the first 3 developing responsibility, personal responsibility, the next 3, building team and a sense of community and a sense that there is something greater than me. There is more to the life that I want to live that's greater than I. And I have to find my spot in that process. And then you look at the last 2, it's all about your personal health and taking care of yourself, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so I think when you look at those habits, it tells you what good citizenship is.
And that is why the 7 habits, Leader in Me program, what you're teaching these kids, it's so vital, because I think it's broken down in a way that a kindergartner can understand that.
You see, they may not make the connection today to the fact that I accept personal responsibility for my academics. I accept personal responsibility for my conduct in the school. They can make that connection between habit 1, 2, and 3 and the things they do on a daily basis. They may not be able to connect it to the word citizenship 20 years, 25 years down the road, but they will as they grow. And that's part of their growth with building these habits into the way they live, the way they talk. It's just part of them. And if they live their life this way, citizenship will be the end results.
And what helps develop a society, something more, a community more than pride. And having pride for where you're at, having pride for your team, your community, and having a school full of kids that are taking pride in their education, where they go to school, being respectful. It's just the benefits of teaching kids these habits early just compound and compound and compound.
Because we know from research that the early years, the years from birth to 2nd grade, is where most of our learning takes place in life. And so what we learn in those years tends to stay with us. That's why we can recall certain things that we were taught in years gone by, mostly by our parents. But we remember those things. And we often hear people say, well, my parents taught me that. Well, today the world is moving so fast. Parents are so involved in so many different things that sometimes that teaching is not done in the home. And so we have to go back and make the historical connection that the founders gave us, which said public education has the responsibility to build good citizens.
I think I can speak as a resident of Tallapoosa County. I'm thankful that there's somebody that sees the importance of taking personal responsibility as a school system to maybe pick up some of the things that kids might not get at home with how busy parents can be. And I think it just speaks volumes to the vision, to the mission, and really treating these kids like they are precious and giving them the school system that they deserve. I know last time we kind of spoke about a child, and you showed me a video, about finding his voice, finding my voice. Can you give us a brief introduction to that? We're gonna show everybody the video actually, but I was just, if you could give us a brief introduction, give us a little background on that.
I think as you look at times within a program or model or process that you are trying to put in place, and what you want the outcome to be for that model or that process, that there are defining moments in time that define what you were trying to do. I think those that get the opportunity to see that video as part of the work you're doing will say that was a defining moment. Because we have a child who was in a horrific accident, who did not attend school for over 9 weeks, who had some lasting brain damage because of the blunt hit to the head in the accident. And yet that child came back, and through this process found life to be bearable again, life to be good again, where he fits into becoming a good citizen. Now, he wouldn't define it as a good citizen. He defined it in a much better way. I have a voice. That was a defining moment for what's taking place here. And you have those kinds of moments when you have success in the world of education that we live in, where you see a child whose eyes suddenly light up and say, I got it. I got this. It's on me. I got it. I've got a voice. And so that was a defining moment. It always will be.
My name is Wendy Feinberg, and I am the Parent Engagement Coordinator here at DES. I got involved at Dadeville as a parent. I have a kindergartner and a third grader here, and we were newer to the community and wanted to tour around and began to see these signs all over the school about being proactive and think win-win. And we were really excited that there was an integrated curriculum at this school to teach our children to be leaders. And so it was one of the things we were really excited about Dadeville Elementary when we chose this school for our children. And about 2 years ago, I was approached to be a part of a group of parents that were going to get trained to actually be facilitators for a family version of this program. And I really jumped at the opportunity because the leader in me, is based on a 7 Habits curriculum that's been around since the 80s. And it's some of the top leadership curriculum used in Fortune 500 businesses around the country. So I thought, great, I'd love to get trained and know this information and be able to share it with other families here at the school and implement it in my own life. And so I got to do the training, and all last year we began to pilot this program here at the school and invite parents to be a part of these 7 habits and the Leader in Me curriculum specifically for families. And for me, it was really a significant challenge in my own personal life. As an individual, what are my goals? What's my vision? Am I thinking long term? Am I putting into practice a lot of the basic things I already know about how to be a great mom and how to be a great wife and oversee my own home? But then it was also an opportunity to learn the same language so that when my kids come home and they're talking about these 7 habits and they need to sharpen the saw, I know what that means, and I know how to partner with that and encourage that and build on that in our own home. So for us, it's been this really amazing platform to just continue and teach the life skills that are really my job as a parent, but that I have the benefit of partnering with the school where they're also teaching these same soft skills that our kids are going to need when they leave Dadeville and they go into the business world, or when they interact with their friends every day on the playground, or when we interact at home and we have goals and things we have to get done as a family. these have just been really valuable for us and a really exciting way to partner with something great happening at the school. So we started last year. We got about 15 different parents and family units involved. So an initial but small start, I would say. But small things over time become big things. And what we're excited about is the potential over the next several years to continue to get more and more Dadeville elementary families involved in this program. We have seen such impact in the lives of parents who've chosen to make this tremendous investment into themselves, their kids, and their families, and really our school and community. If we can capture these basic fundamental principles, it really has tremendous impact over time. And it's been exciting to see already families that say, hey, I want to put these 7 habits on our walls in the dining room, and I want to set a family vision and keep it before us every day. And they're, making big changes in their home as a result of this class. I've been through it 3 or 4 times in the last year, and every time I'm challenged personally. Wow, I'm not being proactive in the way that I reacted quickly to that issue in my home. And I get to be reminded of things that I need to be doing as a parent and as a member of this community. And I think that the parents who've done it have loved being a part of the class. And what we're trying to do now is to offer classes that are flexible enough that if you're a stay-at-home mom or self-employed and you can come during the day, we'll offer those classes, 2 hours or an hour and a half every Friday over 5 or 6 weeks. But if you need it to be packed into one Saturday to come, show up, invest, and knock it out, we'll have an all-day Saturday class. We also want to have a number of options after work. So, maybe we divide that up into 4 Tuesday nights and we have classes then. And I know it's a sacrifice and I know it takes time and I know we're all very busy, but I can assure you from my own life and from the impact that I've seen in these other families that it is well worth the investment. And it's also a lot of fun. These classes are interactive. We talk. We do exercises and activities where we're creating things and we're sharing and we're watching videos. It's not going to be boring. You're not going to be put on the spot. It's not embarrassing. You're going to learn, have fun, meet some other parents, get more involved in the school, and really get a vision for how the unique talents and abilities that you have are essential to Dadeville's success. We need parents to be involved here. And we already have some great parents on board who are serving, but there's more. And there's more opportunities for you, whatever your gifting is. We had a mom last year who is amazing at cleaning homes. She's conscientious, she's thorough, she loves clean spaces. So when we were able to have a Spruce Up DES day and deep clean bathrooms and repaint surfaces, she was in her element. And it was a great fit for the things that she's passionate about. Obviously, if you want to fundraise or you're in sales, we could use you here at the school. It's endless. There's literally an opportunity for every parent to get involved. And the Leader in Me is a great place to start, to get in the school, to learn these principles, to see how your gifts can be used, and to come be a part of all the great things happening at Dadeville Elementary.